I'm Amy. If you've never met me before or heard our story, I saved our ranch from foreclosure, selling direct to consumer. And in the last coming up 3 years, I have made it my mission to help all farmers. And it won't cost you $18,000. Um, So this is Maggie. Uh, if you've been in my world, you probably have known her, or if you're in the carnivore space, Maggie hit social media a couple of years ago. She is my now 83-year-old rancher who didn't even own a TV. She was on a podcast I was listening to, Dr. Anthony Chaffee, and she was talking to him about she really believes the beef industry is dying and they were going to lose their ranch that she had worked her whole life for. I think she'd lived there and worked that ranch since she was 16. No one wanted to buy bulls, no one wanted to buy cattle, and she really felt it was the end. And I was folding my laundry and I was listening to her, and I'm like, no, I was like yelling to no one that no, I can help you. So I didn't know if anything would come of it, but I contacted the podcaster, Dr. Anthony Chaffee, and I said, I can help her. And he replied and he put us in touch, and the rest, as they say, is history. Maggie went through my Empowering Farmers program when it was in its infancy, like I just started, and she got amazing results. And you can do that too, I promise you. This is what Maggie said after the course. It got us up and running in literally a few days. Wow, we would certainly recommend this course. It's a complete game changer. Amy's marketing got us up and running in literally a few days. Where else can you find that kind of result? Amy is a wealth of practical, proven knowledge, sharing what works and what doesn't. That alone saves thousands in resources spent on trial and error. Results after just 1 week. So at that time, the course was only 5 weeks. It's now 10 weeks because it's grown and expanded, but it was only 5 weeks. And after 5 weeks, they had sold 4 quarters, totaling $8,175, 15 pounds of jerky at 375, and they sold out, which is amazing, a week after finishing the program. The Bryan family farm, they came online in February. They fell into Empowering Farmers. They have I won't read it all. Within 2 months, their sales tripled and their email list is now over 2,000. That's just since February. And I think they sent me this in May. This is May. So that's not long at all. Because targeting your customer and knowing who your customer is and getting them to your site, to your landing pages, to your store really, really makes sales. And that is what we are going to go through tonight. Just a couple of more testimonials. I appreciate all that you've done for me. I have nothing but positive things to say about you. Will from Roanoke. Diamond 8 Ranch. Thank you, Amy. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing without you. We are processing 17 head in August. And Travis from Browsy Acres. Sales just keep on improving. And you can see that they've gone up and up and up. And these are deposits. That's not total sales. So to make $11,000 worth of deposits is probably around about $40,000 worth in beef sales. My story in a nutshell, we are first generation ranchers. This is me and my husband Scott. My husband has a little bit more farming experience than I do. Back in New Zealand, his grandfather ran like a sheep ranch, a sheep station they call them, and he would help out every chance he got. But we both come from the maritime and yachting industries. That's how we met. He was my client. I'm from Scotland. He is from New Zealand, and we chose Canada as it is halfway between. He was chief engineer. At the time, I was designing and installing the satellite communications equipment for yachts and ships and oil rigs and the military. I am an engineer. I have a master's in business, and we left it all to raise beef. Some may say we were insane. Um, and I saved our ranch from foreclosure by selling beef direct to consumer with a laptop and a cell phone. I'll go through this really quickly because it's just an introduction on me and why. So in March of 2018, We moved from the coast in British Columbia to a 520-acre ranch, 5 hours inland. So I moved 5 hours away. We moved with 13 head of cattle. We worked remotely until the end of the year where we built our herd. And in December of 2018, we both resigned from our jobs. And selling beef direct was really our sole source of income. And we were still carrying two mortgages. Um, at the coast, we had 6 acres, and that's where it all started with four Hereford steers. We bought them from the auction, we fattened them up, we sold them on Facebook, and thought, wow, that was easier than we thought, and we did it again. And this was always the dream, was to ranch. And it was, we either make it happen or we don't. So we leveraged that 6 acres. We released equity. We wrote a business plan, and the business plan was only for selling direct to consumer. And we took that to an agricultural lender, and they said, yes, absolutely. Fast forward, and the property market. So this was back in like 2018, 2019, 2018. The property market took this massive dive. And we actually ended up losing money on our 6 acres. We just chased it down. Um, and the ranch wasn't enough equity to cover that debt. So the bank became super nervous and they started to foreclose. To foreclose on a ranch because you're providing food, it takes 12 months, not just 2 or 3 months. So we had like 12 months to kind of say, but this is working. We had given up everything. We had three young kids at the time, I think 9, 7, and 4, and selling direct had to work. Um, and I pushed and I slaved. Actually, initially I Googled, I think I did a Google sell beef online, and I came up with that other company. And I had a call with them, and at the time it was $16,000. And they said, sure, we can save your ranch. Give me 16,000 bucks US. I was in Canada, so I think that was like $20,000. And I was like, no. No. So I did it myself. And basically at around about the 10-month mark, we went over our local branch's head to their head office with an order book of back order or pre-order sales of 6 months, and we were bringing in a revenue of $50,000 a month. And it was enough for the bank to halt proceedings. And it was social media, it was a website, it was an online store, an email, but it was really knowing who my customer was and really talking to them. Um, and it worked. It really, really worked. And I saved our ranch. And I have helped save countless others who were maybe in as dire a situation as I was or just wanted a boost. This really does work. And identifying your customer is probably one of the most important things you can do and one of the easiest. These are just a couple of testimonials. Christy Carrier, Rocky Ridge Livestock. I have never had so many people visit our website, and this definitely transferred into sales. 1,007% increase, 1,007% just by identifying the customer and driving traffic. That is essentially all she is doing. Sarah quadrupled their sales in 1 month, quadrupled their sales. And they increased sessions. So they increased their traffic by 89%. I mean, that's almost 100% increase. But that increase in traffic resulted in 451% increase in sales. And that's because finally they were identifying their customer, targeting their customer. So getting those warm, targeted leads into their site, into their store, resulted in sales. Identify, target, traffic, sales. Do you want this? Of course you do. This is another quick testimonial. This is Will from Roanoke. I appreciate all that you've done for me. I have nothing but positive things to say about you. So total sales increased by 787%. 780% increase in sales. And again, I mean, there was other factors of sending emails and adjusting the store, but none of that works if you don't get the traffic in there. That you could have the best website in the world. You could have the top website designer design your website. but unless you're able to get people on it, it's useless. So traffic makes sales. 787% growth in sales. Are you ready? So you have two options. Option A, I think I've got this. I'm going to try this on my own. That is amazing. Take all those actionable tips and strategies you learned during this training, commit to doing all this on your own. Learn as you go. Don't be afraid. Just take action. Option A. Option B, I'm ready to go all in, but I need support. I'm inviting you to work with me, and we can do this together inside Empowering Farmers. We will get you those customers and make those sales. So I said I would warn you, this is the end of that free training. I think I said half an hour. It was 43 minutes, went a bit over. So that's the end of the free training. And the next few slides, we're going to go into what it looks like to work with me. So if you just came for the free training, thank you so much. I hope it was useful. I wish you all the success. Please do share your success with me, and you can ask us any questions. Willow is going to type our email address in the chat. hello@sellbeefdirect.com. hello@sellbeefdirect.com, but Willow will type that in the chat. And I would love to hear from you and how you're getting on and if we can help you in the future. I'm excited for all of you. This is going to be one heck of a journey. And if you do choose to stick around for that free gift and the question and answers, because I will stay here as long as you need, that's amazing. So if you want to keep going for question and answers and see behind the scenes of what it looks like to work with me, comment BTS in the chat. BTS for behind the scenes. Just so I know that you're sticking around. And if you're ready to turn things around, get customers and scale, then I will stay here for as long as you need. BTS, behind the scenes, let's get customers. Empowering Farmers. So this is my flagship course. I launched Empowering Farmers in its infancy August, September 2023. So it's not even 2 years old yet. When we started, it was 5 modules, but every single year, I upgrade, I refresh, I add more into it. And everyone who signed up in 2023, they still get access. It is lifetime access. You never pay anything extra. And we are constantly upgrading and adding more stuff into the program at no extra charge. Optimizing social media, pricing, how to identify your ideal customer and then it would say target them, training customers and keeping them for life. So there's those 2 modules on customers, how to advertise on social media, how to sell out monthly and not be left with, and it would say inventory, how to build your email lists, how to use automations. That is a new one. So how to use automations is a brand new module. It just went live last week. And it's all about how to use ManyChat and how ManyChat makes sales and how to use email automations, analyzing the data and how to get your product to the customer. Those are the modules as it stands, and we refresh it every single year. So here they all out in full. So how to set up your social media for monetary gain, how to get the price you want and deserve, how to identify your ideal customer and how to reach them and ensure repeat business, how to target your customer and drive traffic to your platform. So that is a new module. We took the customer module because we felt it was too much in one module. We split it into 2 and we focused a lot more on driving traffic, targeting and driving traffic. And as you can see in those stats, it's really helps. So that is a new module that we just put in. Again, no one ever pays anything more. We're always upgrading. How to sell out monthly and not be left with inventory, how to build your email lists, how to advertise on social media, how to use automations to sell. That is a brand new module. It just went live. How to analyze the data and find what works in your platform, how to set up your online store and get your product to the customer. Those are the 10 modules inside Empowering Farmers. If you are one of my students, this is what it looks like. This is just a screenshot. When you complete a lesson, you get a tick. Every single lesson has a video. The videos are about 20 minutes to half an hour. They have a video, they have a transcript. So in the video, it has like a timestamp. So it'll be like, maybe it'll be identify your customer at a minute, target your customer at 15 minutes. So if you go back and want to catch up, you don't have to go through the whole video again. It's timestamped and you can just drag it. There's teaching notes, there's lessons, there's action points, and more. It really is guided to get you in your own time at your own pace, but with support where you need to go. This is Maggie again. We spoke to her earlier, or about her earlier. Empowering Farmers saved her ranch, and that was when it was just 5 modules. It's now 10 and even better. If you follow rural radio, I was on rural radio on Sirius XM, or Empowering Farmers was the success that we've had. We were on the Working Cows podcast. This year I was on Farm for Profit. We were on Ranching Reboot. I was on the Shark Farmer with Mark Sharkey, and I've been on the Regenaissance. Because Empowering Farmers is helping farmers all over Canada, the USA, Australia, the UK, and Ireland. I haven't breached the non-English speaking world yet. It'll come, I'm sure. But we're helping people all over. And again, it is not $18,000. I still can't believe that, but it is not. Here are just a couple more testimonials. Thank you so much, Amy. In the last couple of weeks, I've sold about 15 $250 beef boxes, a quarter and a half beef, making 7 deliveries all over 230 tomorrow to our city in Prince George, an hour's drive, feeling great and ready to tackle more. Thanks to Amy at Sell Beef Direct. So Brooklyn was also one of my very first students when it was just 5 modules, and she got so much results, and we have packed so much more in since then. Nikki Hewer, Amy, it's working, no surprise to you, but what started as a handful of orders trickling in during the month of May has grown to trickles still in the beginning of June, and now at least 1, if not 2 orders consistently each day for the past 4 days, including our first bulk, a quarter and a half. So thrilled to see it starting to work. Thank you. Nikki is also Diamond 8 Ranch. So this was one day she sent me that one, and then the next, about 2 weeks later, she was like, we're processing 17 head. So they went from a trickle to a flood. And that flood comes from identifying your customer. I'm going to sound like a stuck record. Identify your customer, target your customer, direct the traffic, and you too can have success. It really is as easy as 1